Hello everyone, welcome to the Grundfos Hydro MPC Startup Wizard tutorial. I'm Reese Robinson from the Grundfos Technical Institute. We're here in our state-of-the-art training facility in Kansas, and right here we have a Hydro MPC system. This is a Hydro MPC E3CRE 5-5, so it's a system with 3 of our E-pumps on it. When you first power one of these up from the factory, on first power up, it's going to default to the Startup Wizard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn power on here. It takes about 30 seconds for the CU352 to boot up because it's going to grab the pumps in bus control mode. And so about 30 seconds, this will go to the first screen. The first screen will be the language assignment as part of the wizard. So the wizard has about 26 screens in it. Although we can go through that relatively quickly. You notice the pumps will actually come on. You'll see a little light here flashing. That means the pump's in minimum speed. So before the bus grabs control of the pumps, they'll go to minimum speed, which is about between 750 and 800 RPMs. And so now we've waken up. Our system is ready to go for Startup Wizard. Right now it's asking for the language. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in closer to this so you can get a clear picture of each screen and what we have to do to go through this wizard. So now that we're zoomed into our CU352 controller, you can see here we're at step number 1 of 26 where we're going to set our language. So here we're going to pick our language, and you can see it's already defaulted to English. So we're going to go to next screen. Just so you know, there's I think over 30 languages that you can choose from. So our next screen is going over the buttons and how they function. So it talks about what up or down mean, this button, the help button, the plus and minus, things like that. And the other thing you'll notice is as we go through these screens, you're going to notice that only the buttons that are illuminated are active in the current screen. So in this screen, if I hit plus or minus, or this one, or question mark, nothing happens. Only the buttons that are illuminated are active in the current screen. So here we're going to set our date format. So if we want to show year, month, day, year, whatever we're going to choose. So here I'm happy with what's shown on this screen. And then the first day of the week, that only matters if you're setting up a time clock calendar system where you're going to do different set points for each day of the week. So you get to choose either Monday or Sunday being the first day of the week. So we're going to go to next page. Here we've got our year, the date basically. So today is January 19th, 2017. So we're good there. And then the time. So right now it's local time is actually 11 minutes past 12. So we're going to go ahead and change this. So right now it's set at 1 p.m. So to get in there, we need to hit either plus or minus. So I'm going to hit minus and go to 12. That's good. And then we're going to have to scroll back up to where it says go to next page. We're good. And then this one, you got to select your unit. So SI is international, standard international. That's metric. So here we're going to choose imperial units. That's going to give us gallons per minute, feet of head, those kind of things. The Queen's English, if you want to say it that way. And then here we've got our application. So this system here is for pressure boosting. So we're going to do pressure boosting. You might be doing a HVAC type application. So here we're good with pressure boosting. Then here we got to set up our primary sensor. So in this system here, we have a sensor on the discharge side. You might have a building where you're going to maintain pressure on the roof, like on the 30th floor or something like that, at a remote location. You might be doing a non-pressure boosting application. So here we've got our discharge sensor mounted on the manifold, so I'm going to walk over there and point that out. So our discharge sensor is right here. So now that we're good with our discharge sensor being the primary, we're going to hit next. And then we got to set up the scaling on that sensor. So on the label on that sensor, it tells you what the scaling is, the signal type 4 to 20, and then 0 to 145 PSI. If you bought a Grundfos catalog system or a quick ship system, these are already entered into the controller. You will not have to adjust these. So here we've got 0 to 145 PSI. Our measured value is discharge pressure, so we're good. And then this is the pump data. So at the factory, we load in the pump curve information for Hydro MPC systems, the CR pumps. So here we can see our pump information there. Alternatively, you can enter in motor data. That is an option that increases the flow calculation at low flow when the curve gets flat. We're going to go ahead and not do that here. And then this is our dry running protection device. So on this system, we have a pressure transmitter on the suction manifold. You might have a storage tank or a brake tank or pulling a suction lift, something like that, where you're going to need to use a switch type device, like a float switch or something like that. Here we're going to use a pressure transmitter. So we have one on the suction manifold. Let me show you that. So now that we know we want a suction transmitter, we're going to hit next. And then again, the same thing, we got to set up the scaling and the signal type. So this is a 4 to 20 milliamp sensor measuring on the inlet pressure, and the range is 0 to 145 psi. So we're going to go next. And then here is our trip level for our suction protection. So we have a low suction shutdown level here of 10 psi. So you might have a local code that tells you you have to shut pumps down, for example, at 18 psi or 20 psi. Things like that. So in this case, 10 psi is sufficient. So we're going to hit next. And then here where we have our set point adjustment. You know, you're going to supply water to the building at a certain pressure. And so this is where we're actually going to adjust our system set point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit down. Notice how the set point here is highlighted now. So to change that, you can hit plus or minus. So if you have a quick ship system, you'll have to adjust this to the desired pressure. If you order an engineered to order system, that can already be set at the factory for you. But as we all know, things change from the time of order to the time of installation. So you almost always need to change this. So we're going to go ahead and accept 50 psi. So you can see 50 has been adjusted there. So then we need to go back up here to go to the next page. And then here's our priming sequence. So when we do an installation, we have to fill the pumps with water. So what you want to do is you want to close the valve on the discharge side of the pumps. Or if you have a main valve, it's easier to do that because you just have to close one valve. So we're going to walk over here and close the main valve. So now that we've closed our main valve, you know, we also want to make sure that we have an adequately sized diaphragm tank. So let's show you that. And you can see here we have a diaphragm tank on the discharge side. This is on the suction side. This is just for laboratory purposes to store extra volume of water. But the discharge tank on this system is this small one here, which is a 4.4 gallon tank size for this size of pump. So we're going to pre-charge that tank to 70% of system set point on the air side. So now we've got our tank, our pumps are primed. So we're going to go to the next page. And so each pump we're going to fill with water. The other thing we're going to want to do is we need to make sure all the air is out of each pump. So we need to prime each pump. And so we're going to go over and do that. So what we're going to do is, while this pump is on, we're going to open up the priming port until we've got nothing but water coming out. So all the air is out. We can't hear the air hissing out. Then we're going to close this up. And we're going to do that for each one of our pumps. Now our pump is primed. The other thing we need to do is check rotation. So for each pump, you're going to check rotation individually. So down here at the bottom where you see it says start pump 1, when I hit OK, it's going to check that box and that pump's going to start spinning. So I'm going to hit OK. You can actually hear the pump on. So to check rotation, to bring the pump to a stop, if I hit OK once again, that pump's going to come to a stop, and that's the time when you walk over and check rotation. So let's go ahead and do that. For rotation check, we're going to stop the pump, and then we're going to view the rotation of that coupling there. So when it comes to a stop, we want it to be working in the counterclockwise direction, looking down. So I use the right hand rule. It's got to go in the direction of my fingers. As you can see, it was going in the correct rotation. For systems with MLE motors, we fix the rotation with the software, so you will not have to check rotation when there's an integral drive on the pumps. Rotation is more important for systems that have drives in the control enclosure or for systems that have fixed speed pumps. So now we verified the rotation of the pump, and you'll do this for each one of the 3 pumps. We're just going to do one for purposes of this series. So we're going to go to the next page, and it's actually going to go through for each pump. It's going to want you to do that for each pump. So this is a 3-pump system. And we are now at steps 26. So we've primed the pumps, all the rotation is correct. Our tank is of the right pre-charge pressure, everything's good to go. If you want more information, you can consult the Hydro MPC installation and operating instructions that was supplied with the system, and that's it. This is our start wizard. Now we're ready to start the system, so we're going to go ahead and start the CU352. And our pumps will come on. We'll go to hit our set point at 50 psi. And you can say now we're rocking and rolling. This concludes the Grundfos Hydro MPC Startup Wizard. If you want to learn more about pumps and pump systems, you can go to the GTI website, which will be shown on the next screen. Thank you for joining us today.